happen in like a 10-year stretch. So I start out as technician, okay? I have no name. I'm just a general technician, and I have 1 or 2 lines. I think they were like Chevron 1 encoded, Chevron 2 encoded, you know, and that was about it, right? And I wish they'd applauded in the show. All the other leads, well done, well done. So I would say those lines, and I remember my agent had said to me, you know, this character may recur, so don't screw up the audition. And so I get in the show, and I'm a technician, and then they keep me in there, they keep bringing me back for episodes. And my agent would always call me and say, you're written into the next episode, are you available? And I'm like, yeah, duh, of course I am, you know? Even though I wasn't kind of contracted for like the leads were, I was basically for 10 years, a lot of people don't know this, but for 10 years, it was episode by episode. They would just call me ahead of time, say, you're written into this episode, are you available? And I would make myself available, because it was such a great gig. So I missed like family holidays. If they had written a script that I, you know, had to be in, I would make sure I was around. So, but of course I loved it. I no complaints there. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So then I started as a technician, get a couple of lines, blah blah. Then they changed it after a while to where I appeared in the script as a sergeant. Then I was a sergeant. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So there were other technicians who had the odd line, but like this separated me from the others. So I was like sergeant. Then I was Sergeant Davis. Then I was Sergeant Davis. I was like, oh my God, I got a name. And when you get a name, honestly, like the difference between being a technician and being Sergeant Davis means that they can't just, you know, in between shows, they can't just get rid of you. They have to kill you off, or make a reason why you can't be there anymore. So at least I was latching on to something, right? So then I was Sergeant Davis for a while. Then I was Master Sergeant Davis, and that always happened every time I came back from like a hiatus. Like the next season, I go, oh, I got a promotion? They'd be like, yeah, we promoted you. Not hilarious, it's like, it's fake, but they promoted me. It's like a fake promotion. So I go, what did I get promoted for? Like, you know, filing under duress or what? And they go, no, you just got promoted. And I'm like, okay, well, fine, okay. Then they gave me another name. Then they gave me this name, Norman Davis. Then I was Norman Davis. Then I was Master Sergeant Norman Davis. I was like, holy God, like I've got a full cool rank, got a full name, and that, you know, that was it. So that's how I appeared in the scripts. Then they promoted me to Chief Master Sergeant. And being a non-commissioned officer, do you know what? I found out more about being a non-commissioned officer through fans at the conventions than I actually did on the show. So when I would go to conventions, and I'd go, yeah, I'm Chief Master Sergeant, and people would come up to me and go, hey, I'm a Chief Master Sergeant too, or, you know, I'm a Chief Master Sergeant retired or whatever, and I go, oh my God, we're the same rank. That's how sucked in I was. I go, we're the same rank, and they go, yeah, and I said, so, like, what kind of dental plan have I got? And, what's my holiday schedule? And, you know, do I got a parking spot or whatever? So I would find out from these actual Chief Master Sergeants what my whole deal was, right? It was great. It was really interesting. And of course, inevitably, they're like, no, the officers don't know shit. You know, we're the ones who run the place. We're like, you know, and I found out that I couldn't get promoted any higher than that. Like that was the you know, my glass ceiling kind of thing. But they were like, yeah, the officers are all idiots, and we're the ones who run the place. So that helped my character. Because then I could look at Don S. Davis and Bo Bridges and go, yeah, right. And then in the episode 2010, I'm in a scene with Richard Dean, and you know, at that point they had made the Stargate into a museum, right? So I show up and I walk around the corner, and they come in, and then Richard Dean's character looks at me and he goes, "Walter?" Like he was saying it like on horse tranquilizers, but he said it slowly, and of course, when you're in the scene, you can't cut the scene. You can't go, "Oh, sorry, that's who?" You know, I was like Norman Davis. He calls me Walter, and I go, yeah. You know, and just keep going, and we shoot the scene, and then afterwards, the scene's in the can. The script supervisor comes up to Rick and goes, "Rick, sorry to tell you, but you know, his name's not Walter." And he goes, "Well, it is now." And Richard, being who he is, and being the producer on the show, you know, like it's like you do that? Like you're gonna actually change a character's name like mid-show? What? So they go, "Oh, I guess his name's Walter now." I was like stunned. I couldn't believe it. So they go, "Yeah, you're gonna be Walter from now on." I go, "What do you mean, Walter?" They go, "Well, you're gonna be Norman Walter Davis." I go, "Okay." So now I've gone from technician to like I'm Chief Master Sergeant Norman Walter Davis. I'm like, okay, like same character, same job, same guy, different name, right? Then in the scripts, my name starts coming up just as Walter. So now all that other stuff's gone, and now I'm just Walter in the script, right? So I'm, okay, fine. This is hilarious. It never happens in a show where one of the other actors changes the name of another actor, and they just keep going. And then I was in a scene with Don S. Davis. Rest his soul. Somebody asked me what it was like working with Don S. Davis. You had to have known Don and worked with Don to know how hilarious he was. Don, I laughed my ass off from the moment I saw Don on set because Don didn't know how funny he was. He always would talk about it. I go, "Don, what's happening in your life?" And after a while, I would like make him tell me about his life. He was always like, "Oh God, let me tell you, I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah." And then he'd just go off on this rant, and I was always killing myself laughing. And he's like, "What's so damn funny about that?" "Don, you have no idea. You're just killing me here." And so I'm in a scene with Don, and he's standing behind me, and his line is, "Open the iris, airman." Right? Because I was in the Air Force, so I'm an airman. So that's all his line was. Open it. And it was like this, "Open the iris, airman." And so we did it a bunch of times. "Open the iris, airman. Open the iris, airman." They film it, it's in the can, and I hear them talking. Like after Don leaves, they go, "Did Don say airman? Because it sounded like Harriman." And they went, "Oh, let's just change his name to Harriman." It was easier to change my name to Harriman than it was to get Don to pronounce the word airman. Like, that's how mangled Don's accent was. The first time I ever met Don, I said, "Hi, I'm Gary," and he actually said this. He goes, "Don," and he's got the big belly and the giant arms. He goes, "I'm Don S. Davis, 230 pounds of romping, stomping Missouri bullshit." Not a word of a lie. That was Don's line. That was Don's opening line to me. 230 pounds of romping, stomping Missouri bullshit. Half the time I had no idea what Don was saying, but he was like, "What are you talking talking about? And then he shook my hand, and he like fused two of the knuckles of my hand together. I barely opened my hand again. It was like, just like, here's shamming. Put your hand into this hydraulic vice, and we're just gonna hit a button and crush your hand. That was like, that was shaking hands with him. Loveliest guy ever. Anyway, so, suddenly, like, I'm Norman Walter Davis Harriman. What Chief Master Sergeant Norman Walter Davis Harriman? And then the writers just go, just get rid of Norman Davis. And they leave Walter Harriman. And that's how I ended up as Walter Harriman. Can you believe that?